Night at the Iron Fong, the kind of roadside biker bar where thunder roared louder than laughter, and the scent of engine oil mixed with whiskey and regret. Outside, the sky tore itself apart in lightning, wind screaming across the empty highway. Inside, tattooed men leaned over pool tables, their laughter heavy and their eyes tired. But then the door burst open, a slam so sharp it silenced everything. In the doorway stood a little girl, soaked from head to toe, trembling, clutching a small pink backpack like her life depended on it. Her tiny shoes left muddy prints across the floor as she whispered, "Please, somebody help me. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of good hearts hidden in unexpected places, take a second right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Corner. It helps stories like this one reach more hearts that need reminding that there's still light in this world." The bikers stared, their tough faces softening in confusion. The girl couldn't have been more than 8. Her hair clung to her face, strands plastered against red, tear-streaked cheeks. A man called Diesel, tall, built like a wall of stone, leather vest marked with faded patches, was the first to move. He crouched down, voice gentle despite his rugged frame. She flinched. That one movement said everything. This wasn't just fear, it was trauma that had learned to hide. When Diesel asked her name, she barely whispered it. Lily. At first, no one knew what to do. This was a place for outlaws, not lost children. But something about Lily made even the hardest men stand still. Her backpack, a faded pink thing with a unicorn charm, looked heavier than it should have been. She held it close, guarding it with both arms. When Diesel offered to take it so she could dry off, she shook her head violently. "No. Don't touch it," she cried, her voice sharp with panic. He backed off immediately, noticing how her tiny hands trembled. They sat her by the fire, wrapped in a towel. Slowly, words came out in fragments, like broken glass pieced together. She said she had run from the bad house. She said her mom wasn't waking up anymore. And that there were men who came at night, angry men who shouted and scared her. She said she ran for hours, following the road until she saw the lights of the bar. Outside, the rain kept beating down. Inside, every man there felt something stir, something that had been buried beneath years of anger, guilt, and the scars of bad decisions. Diesel felt it strongest. He had a daughter once, or at least he did before life tore everything apart. Her name wasn't Lily, but she was the same age when he walked out years ago. That memory hit him like a punch. When Lily finally fell asleep on an old couch near the fire, clutching her backpack, the men gathered. They didn't talk loud, not out of fear, but out of something like respect. They knew the world had failed this child. And for once, it was up to them to do something right. Morning came slowly, gray light spilling through the windows. Lily was still asleep, and Diesel finally decided to check her backpack, not out of curiosity, but to make sure she was safe. It was heavier than it looked. When he opened it, the first thing he saw was a small brown teddy bear, worn, missing an eye. Beneath that were 2 peanut butter sandwiches wrapped in napkins, a flashlight, a few crumpled dollar bills, and a folded picture. It was Lily and her mom. The woman in the picture had a kind smile, eyes full of warmth, and bruises faintly visible along her neck. Diesel's throat tightened. But that wasn't all. At the bottom of the bag was a piece of paper, folded over and over, like a secret she was too scared to show. When he unfolded it, he froze. It was a note written in shaky handwriting: "If you find my little girl, please keep her safe. Her name is Lily. Don't let him find her. Please, she's all I have left." Diesel felt something inside him break. He sat there in silence, the bar empty except for the sound of Lily's small breaths and the wind outside. For the first time in years, his eyes burned with tears he didn't wipe away. He understood now. The girl hadn't just run, she had escaped. Her mother must have died trying to protect her, and whoever he was, he was still out there. The bikers didn't hesitate after that. They rallied like a small army. Chains, trucks, phones, they moved fast. One of them, Red, had a sister in social services, another knew a cop who still owed him a favor. Diesel called in every bit of goodwill he'd ever earned, no matter how small. They weren't just bikers now, they were protectors. But danger always finds what it's chasing. That night, as the rain cleared and the highway dried, a black pickup truck rolled up outside. A man stepped out, rough, unshaven, eyes like steel. He slammed the door open without knocking. "I'm looking for my daughter," he growled. His voice sent Lily diving behind the bar counter. Diesel stood in his path, calm but firm. "You should leave," he said. The man laughed, loud and ugly. He looked around at the tattoos, the scars, the knives on belts, but he didn't back down. "You don't know who you're messing with," he spat. Diesel's eyes narrowed. "Neither do you." And in that tense moment, the air seemed to hum with violence barely held back by a thread. But before anything could explode, the sound of a siren cut through the night. Red's sister had done her job, the police arrived just in time. The man was taken away, cursing, fighting, shouting that they'd regret this. But Diesel didn't flinch. He just turned away, heading back inside to where Lily was shaking, holding that pink backpack like her only anchor to the world. Days turned into weeks. Lily was placed in protective care, but she refused to go anywhere without visiting the Iron Fong. She said it was the first place she felt safe. Every weekend, she'd come back, the bikers would save her a seat near the jukebox, where she'd sip orange soda and giggle at Diesel's gruff jokes. Slowly, the bar began to change. The laughter grew lighter. The air less heavy. The walls, once echoing with anger and old fights, began to echo with something new, hope. A few months later, Lily stood at the door of the bar again, this time wearing a bright dress, holding a small drawing she'd made herself. She ran up to Diesel, beaming. "It's you," she said. He looked down at the paper. It was a drawing of a big man with a beard and a small girl holding a teddy bear. Underneath, in messy handwriting, she had written, "My hero." Diesel didn't know what to say. He just pulled her into a hug, his eyes closed tight. For years, he thought his life had no more meaning, that redemption wasn't meant for men like him. But in that moment, he realized, sometimes, the world sends broken people to protect those even more fragile. Sometimes, the roughest hearts carry the deepest kindness. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, comment, and share this video. Subscribe to Kindness Corner so more people can believe again, in goodness, in hope, and in second chances. Speech balloon special request, in the comments, tell us, what does kindness mean to you? We'd love to read your thoughts and maybe even share some in our next story.